This instructional video will describe in detail how to make cuts from the Quick Job page with a Weldsaw 1316S automatic bandsaw. This cutting guide will assume the operator is cutting parts with a bandsaw for the first time. Connect the air supply to the bandsaw incoming air regulator. Turn the electrical disconnect to the on position, applying electrical power to the bandsaw. Allow the software to load on the operator's interface. The single length page will be displayed when the software has finished loading. Make sure that all three of the emergency stops are reset to the up position. Start the bandsaw by pressing the green Master Start button. The button will light green while active. If the bar feed is not zeroed, the operator's interface will display Zero Bar Feed message. Press and hold the bar feed forward button on the operator's interface until the bar feed moves forward to its hard stop. Hold the button a few more seconds and the message will clear. The single length page will be displayed once the bar feed has been zeroed. Otherwise, use the bar feed forward button to position the bar feed all the way forward to its hard stop zero position. To start any automatic cutting cycle, the bar feed must be all the way forward to its zero position. Start with the single length page showing on the operator's interface. Press the down arrow button until the blade speed screen is displayed. Set the desired blade speed by pressing the mod button, enter the new blade speed using the numerical keypad, and then press enter. This will be the blade speed for the quick jobs while running in auto. Press the up arrow and return to the single length page. Press the right arrow button to move to the Quick Job page. Use the up and down arrow buttons to move between Quick Job screens. Use the mod and enter buttons to set the required length and quantity values for length 1 and quantity 1, then 2, and then 3, and so on up to 6. If less than 6 jobs are required to run in sequence, leave the unused job quantities values set to 0. The automatic cycle will finish when the program encounters either a 0 is set for a job quantity value or job 6 is complete. Scroll to the Reset to Length 1 screen. Press the Mod button and enter the number 1. This resets the program pointer to job number 1. Open the vices and place the workpiece between the vice jaws. Adjust the vices to within a 1/4 inch of the workpiece. Close the cutting head approach and feed control valve. Make sure the guide arm will clear all obstructions before lowering the cutting head. Press and hold the head lower cycle start button while opening the cutting head approach and feed control valve. Lower the saw blade to approximately 1 inch over the top of the workpiece and release the head lower cycle start button. Close the cutting head approach and feed control valve. Set the cutting head to the desired angle of cut. Set the guide arm for the workpiece being cut. Set the workpiece in its final position to be cut. Close the saw vise by pressing the saw vise open-close button on the operator's interface. Set the cutting head raise limit collar. Set the cutting force for the workpiece being cut. Start the saw blade by pressing the blade start button on the operator's interface. Set the coolant valves for the cut being made. Normally, the auto cycle starts with a trim cut to ensure the first part cut length is correct. The no trim cut feature is useful for restarting an automatic cutting cycle that was interrupted or if the end of the workpiece has been set to the blade by the operator. When the auto cycle begins, the bar feed will cycle the first part length before sending the cutting head down to cut. The no trim cut feature will automatically reset after the first cycle. If no trim cut is desired, press the no trim cut button. The red LED on the button will light while the button is active. Use the arrow up and down buttons to return to the Quick Job page. The operator interface must be on the Quick Job page when starting the auto cycle. Once the auto cycle is started, the operator can move to any other screen. Press the auto button. The red LED on the button will light while the button is active. Press the head lower cycle start button. The red LED on the button will light while the button is active. Slowly open the cutting head approach and feed control valve and set the cutting head feed rate to enter the cut slowly. The bandsaw will cycle automatically from job 1 through job 6. If the auto button is pressed again, taking the bandsaw out of the auto mode, or the out-of-stock limit switch on the bar feed is actuated, the bandsaw will finish the current cycle and then stop. The program will pick up where it left off when re-entering the auto mode, unless the reset to length 1 is reset. If the head raise button is pushed, the saw blade and the coolant will stop, and the cutting head will immediately rise to the cutting head raise limit collar.